It's 25 past 11. I'm always fascinated to hear the stories of companies that start up, and particularly in this particular region when we've had such a boom in the resources sector, and how well they've done, and how, after being involved in the organisation Toowoomba and Surat Basin Enterprise and become members of that organisation, how their businesses have continued to thrive. And we found out about another one. The company is called Construction Machinery Solutions, or CMS. Their managing director is Peter Delaforce, and Pete's agreed to give us a couple of moments of his time and a bit of an insight into this business called CMS. Peter, nice to have you with us. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the work that your company does, CMS Hire, how you got started in the industry, because as I understand it, back in 2008, at the height of the global financial crisis, you were actually laid off.
Yes, I was working as a couple sales role at that time, selling EWPs and telehandlers. An opportunity there that globally the company decided to do some redundancies, and I opted to go back to my trade as a mechanic and offer the refurb side rather than selling new.
So what happened then?
It pretty well started just in Brisbane there. We were basically doing maintenance. Back then it was for the Clem 7 tunnel. So I was selling machinery in, and then I'd fully maintain it to that project. So it was luckily enough when that Clem 7 finished, the airport link rolled up, and went from pretty well myself for a couple of years and up to about 13 mechanics, and that's pretty well all we did was look after telehandlers and EWPs and sales into the tunnel network.
All right, so after that, the decision was made by your company to expand to Toowoomba and then all Miles and then Toowoomba. So tell us the reason why.
Certainly, yeah. So once the airport link tunnel slowed down, so coming towards completion, we had a fair bit of surplus gear and half a dozen mechanics that we needed to find work for. So we're already doing work for some Toowoomba-based companies out in Injune, out past Roma. So we decided to head out that way and look for a bit of neutral ground to set up a workshop, so we're a lot closer. So we picked Miles. It was a sleepy little town back then, a few pubs and a few people. Set up a workshop in Miles, and that was to service companies that were looking for doing all the exploration drilling around Roma and Injune. So,
was it a good decision?
It was. We were probably only out there for about 3 months. Never even knew about the LNG prior to that. And then the LNG come on board and Miles boomed. So we were smack in the centre of the main hub for the gas. And from there, we pretty well three years of exceptional growth on the back of LNG.
And then a move to Toowoomba to expand even further?
Yeah, so Toowoomba came about probably again looking for further opportunity. So it would have been maybe about August 2014, when the gas side of it started winding down. Construction side of it had pretty well finished. And again, our hire business, which is what we predominantly did in Miles then, slowed right down, so we had surplus gear again. So we actually set up a different division in Miles, which is our mechanical. So we run a Repco service centre in Miles as well. And that was purely to pull us through the downtime. We started looking for a different opportunity, went back down to Toowoomba, seeing the airport that was being built, still under construction, the plans for the shopping centre and the range crossing. We thought Toowoomba would be a great spot to have a crack at. Yeah.
You're a silver member with the organisation, Toowoomba and Surat Basin Enterprise. Tell us a little bit about some of the work that the enterprise has done with your company.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a great help. So we started off just as a standard member, just to see how it went. Got introduced to a few people, went to their meetings, got to meet a lot of the major, the Wagners and Hutchies and Gardners and a lot of these big companies, McNabs from the Toowoomba region. Did that for 12 months and then decided to step up our involvement into silver, which has opened up a lot of doors. So the TSBE, Lance and Regan and the boys have visited both our branches. They keep us up to date regularly in new development, new projects, tenders. They've helped us working closely to the range crossing, providing us with contacts and details on how to get procurement on board. So the silver level has been that step up that we really did need to get our profile out there a lot more.
So you'd say, and certainly encourage other businesses, expanding businesses, to get in contact with Toowoomba and Surat Basin Enterprise and become members.
Absolutely, yeah. Businesses, suppliers and contractors. I pretty well recommend everyone that I come past, regardless of whether they're Brisbane or out west, is to get in contact with Lance and the boys, because their help with us and promotion. Well, there's probably not a project that comes into the region that we don't at least hear about, and that gives us a great opportunity to get in on board early.
Well, Peter, we wish you and your company all the very best for the future, and well done. Peter Delaforce is the Managing Director of Construction Machinery Solutions and also a silver member of the Toowoomba and Surat Basin Enterprise. Pete, thanks for the chat. Do appreciate it.
Lovely. Thanks, Graham.